We're finding out this week what happens when a royal tries their hand at photo editing. To talk this and all things tech, we're joined by national technology reporter Ange Lavoipierre. Ange, good morning to you.
Good morning.
We've been just chatting about the kind of PR disaster for the royals with a great commentator in the UK, but what are you kind of taking away from what's gone on with this photo?
Yeah, the whole time I was watching this play out yesterday, I couldn't help but think whether or not this photo, because at the time we didn't know, whether or not this photo is, AI or, tweaked in some other way, or whether, we're all just being paranoid. Given the intensity of the speculation around Kate, but even if that wasn't there, you can't help but think that this is the conversation we would have been having anyway. And it really seemed to sort of capture something about this moment that we're in, right? Which is where no one quite knows what's real or fake anymore. And that was really what I was thinking when I was looking at all this. Of course, we've seen a lot of examples of very convincing AI fakes recently. You've seen photos, an AI-generated photo of Donald Trump, of course, posing with some voters, some black voters, and the story along with that told by his supporters was they waved down his motorcade and he stopped and he just, what a great guy. Didn't happen. It was AI generated. We've seen other examples of AI generated photos, looking to smear Alexei Navalny's widow. It's just everywhere. And so people have this sense that you can't trust what you're seeing. But I guess the thing that I want to say to that, the thing that I want people to take away really is that we're actually possibly at this point, ironically, given the story we're talking about today with Princess Kate, we're probably overestimating the amount of AI-generated stuff that's out there. And yeah, we sort of need to hold on to what trust we can without letting it totally tank, although it's hard today, perhaps.
But it's very hard. And speaking of trust, we cannot trust whatever the royal family puts out in terms of photos going forward based on this. That is how many people would see this.
Yeah, I think it's also important to look at the motive behind any kind of edit, right? So when you look at a fake like the images and the videos of Alexei Navalny's widow, or versus this one where if we take at face value Kate's statement that I was just experimenting, there's no fourth child that's being hidden. I mean, I don't mean to spark any new conspiracy theories live on TV, but you know what I mean. There's kind of there are different motives for these things, and so we should assign trust on that basis as well, I think.
Hey, how easy is it to test for a fake?
Well, this is interesting, right? Because when, the photo came out and the internet, when, even, it was even spicier than usual going, oh, is it real? What's happening? When I went, okay, well, is it? And downloaded it and ran it through a couple of sort of filters, well, not filters so much as they're tools to test the veracity of a photo, whether or not it's been interfered with, AI generated in particular. And there are 5 that were sort of recommended to me. 2 of them were free. So those are the ones that I used because I wanted to know what ordinary people could access. One said 74.2% chance that this is, fake, whatever that means to you, sort of interfered with, edited, or AI generated altogether. The other one said, nope, nothing to see here. So that tells you something about the fact that we're not really on top of this in terms of the tools that we have to assess and detect what a fake is, what's AI generated. Ironically, it was really just people's eyes looking at this going, oh yeah, that inconsistency and that inconsistency that proved to be definitive.
Moving on to the next topic before we go, Ange, there are growing calls, in fact a renewed push in the United States to ban TikTok. I guess the main question is how realistic is this given how popular the social media platform is, not just in America, but here in Australia, right around the world?
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's really easy to look at this bill, which is currently before Congress, and be really sceptical, because it was exactly this time last year that we were talking about the same thing, talking about a really similar bill, trying to force ByteDance to sell TikTok, ByteDance being the parent company, which critics would say has an undue amount of influence from the Chinese government. That's the concern there. And if they aren't selling TikTok, then they would be banned in the country. And it's the same bill a year on. The difference this time is it's moved very, very fast. It's got bipartisan support. Joe Biden is working with Republicans on this. It cleared the committee stage in 2 days, unanimously, 50 votes to nil. That was last week. And we know as well to take it seriously because TikTok is pushing back pretty hard. It sent push notifications out to users, not all 170 million of them, but lots, saying call your congressperson, call them and push back against this. And there are reports that those offices in Congress were flooded at that point to the extent that they had to kind of take the phone off the hook in some cases. So yeah, it does look a great deal more serious than it has in the past.